Okay, so for the declarative component, we're going to start making the component here. And we'll create a new component that has clicked and set click. So very similar to React, useState. ft.useState, which will be false initially, and then we're going to have it return a component. So I'll use ft column, and then the column has some controls which will add in our button and label. Typo should be the square bracket, and we'll end it with the square bracket. We don't need to assign it to variable. We just go this. So we'll use this ternary operator. So if clicked from right there, so we don't need these now. We'll do page.render, which will render the app. And so in the main, okay, you can leave it. So let's get to the end of it. Put a comma there. I'll go on click, and we'll add in we'll make it a lambda, which is anonymous expression, lambda e, and we'll put set clicked, which is from the state right there, true. And I guess I should restart it just to be safe. And we could switch it to be the same as the other one. Flet.useState is very similar to the React useState, and it might be a good practice for you if you decide to use useState or React in the future. They're both a local component state. However, there is one fairly major difference in that Flet is written, of course, in Python, and is typically run on the server side. The React, of course, is run in the browser, but the API shape is almost identical, right? So you have a value and some type of set value. In Python, the variables, normally they have the snake case where it's like this, and then in React it's a set value. Very similar setup here. In Flet, it's called a FT component. It's a function component. It's the same. There is a set value which schedules the re-render, and there are some similarities and differences between the two, but the concept is very similar. And I think that if you are familiar with one Flet, you can easily use the useState in React, which is not required to use React, in the same way that useState is not required to use Flet. I believe most people nowadays are using useState with React. There is a GitHub repository, which is public, where you can get the code. So there's a separate file for declarative, and it's pretty short here. The full file is 24 lines. You can compare it to the imperative, which is even shorter at 20 lines. And in the docs folder, there is a markdown file, which will compare the Flet declarative style, which uses useState, to React useState. Just in case you're either learning React in the future or you already know it.